Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back to do another initial analysis of the Steelers' 2013 big victory over the Cleveland Browns Sunday afternoon. Steelers are now 7-5 on the season, remain in that six seed in the wildcard spot, I should say. Big victory, of course, that effectively ends the Browns season, and the Steelers get one game closer to a playoff berth, and that's what this game was all about. All the off-the-field stuff about Myles Garrett and Freddie Kitchens wearing a t-shirt, well, I think it was a very dumb thing to do by Freddie Kitchens. It didn't matter. The only thing that mattered was getting a victory. So again, A, you get one win closer to a playoff berth, and B, you send the Browns home effectively for the rest of the season. That is how you get revenge on a team. None of the extra curricular stuff that gets talked about in the media and makes great for a pregame show, but all the stuff that really truly matters. And the Steelers went out there and did that today. Granted, it was tough. It was difficult early, but I thought, starting with the offense with this one, Fichtner was pretty conservative, pretty scared early, and I know what he's doing because, you don't want to turn the football over. You don't want to make the disastrous play. The mentality is let your defense be able to keep the score down and, just make enough plays, and that's how you're going to get the victory in this one. But I thought really just out of circumstance, the free play that was the, I think, 31-yard completion, James Washington, and then the 2-minute drill where you had to throw the football really showed what Hodges could do, and that, let the team know that, okay, Hodges can settle in, he can make some plays, and this offense can and needs to move the football through the air. So I think that gave the play calling and Fichtner specifically some confidence going into the second half to open things up some more and be a little more aggressive than the hyper-conservative nature he was showing very early in that game. But overall, the big takeaway from this one is all the things that went wrong in the matchup against the Browns, the 21-7 loss 2 weeks ago, were reversed for the victory today. Offensively, you had 4 turnovers. Today, I think you had 1, I believe, which was the Hodges pick to Deontay Johnson, where Johnson didn't know the ball was coming, kind of stopped on the route, got picked off. A terrible play, obviously, but again, 1 turnover, you can live with that. When you have 4, really doesn't matter how good your defense is playing. That's an awfully tough spot to be in. You're not going to win many games when you lose a turnover battle -4 like that. Today, you win the turnover battle, and again, your offense only gave it away 1 time, which is really critical. Defensively, again, creating turnovers, which was big. You did a better job at keeping Mayfield in the pocket. Early on, there were some miscues, and that was unfortunate. Let the Browns get an early lead, but I thought second half they did a really good job of containing Mayfield, getting some crucial third down sacks, or maybe he escaped the first guy. I think the one he got away from Hargrave, and they I think Hayward and Dupree split the sack, and then later on, there was another third down play, I think, after the Hodges interception where Mayfield got away from the first man and stepped up, but pocket collapsed, and you get the sack as well. So some plays where you didn't let Mayfield escape the way that you let him escape in the second half of the matchup 2 weeks ago. So that was really big. There were no, at least apparent, we'll have to look at the tape, but no apparent coverage breakdowns, which there were at least 2 of them against the Browns before. The Odell Beckham Jr. one, which was a coverage bust by Mike Hilton that screwed it up for everybody else. Put Minkah Fitzpatrick in conflict, put Steven Nelson in conflict, create a big play. Mayfield sneaks it over the goal line for a touchdown on the next play. Then Jarvis Landry getting open later in the half, wide open miscommunication on the goal line. Lets the Browns go up 14-0 in that one. You didn't have that this week. Defensively, you were really sound. Only one maybe miscommunication, 1 breakdown there, but only allowed into 23-yard gain. So as opposed to the matchup 2 weeks ago, we allowed 2 plays of 40-plus yards, both through the air. The Browns' longest offensive play today was 23 yards. So you think about 2 plays of 40-plus yards in the prior matchup. I think 1 play, maybe 2 over 20-plus yards, and there again, no more than 23 in today's matchup. So that's critical too. And then again, keeping Mayfield in the pocket, not allowing those big plays. Those were really the key things. Creating more turnovers, winning the turnover battle. All the things that hurt you in the loss before were all reversed in today's victory. And that's really why the Steelers ultimately won this one. And why I had confidence that they could win this one. Because all those things that went wrong, provided that didn't happen again, you were going to be in a really good position to get the victory today. So again, starts with the defense making so many big plays. Bud and Dupree were just killing the Browns tackles. The Browns had a backup left tackle in Justin McCray. Dupree just toasted him. Watt couldn't be stopped. Hubbard couldn't stop him at all and forced him to keep tight ends in the chip and double. Opened up one-on-one matchups for Hayward and Hargrave and Dupree, who all played really well today. Obviously secondary making big plays too. Minkah, Hayden with the interception at the end of the game. Had 2 drop picks last week and didn't drop that one, which is a very difficult play to catch that one behind and right off the ground too. So just the defense doing its thing. The Browns started out hot on third down. They were 4-6 to start the game. I'm not entirely sure where they finished, but they went 0-4 in their next four and probably finished somewhere around 0-4, 0-5. So that was really critical too. But again, it's just the defense making plays, offense not turning the football over, the defense not having their own coverage breakdown and issues and things like that. And that's how you win. That is the blueprint to success. And I thought overall they executed that well on Sunday. So again, with the offense, still some issues. A lot of pre-snap penalties, 6 or 7 of them. Then a post-snap penalty with Deontay Johnson, who didn't have a particularly good game today. That stuff's unacceptable, but you still get the victory in spite of that. Hodges played well. His accuracy on the deep ball is really impressive. James Washington's playing the best football of his career right now, which is granted is a short career, but still, I mean, he's been the go-to guy making plays vertically. That's why they drafted him. Benny Snell, very detail-oriented, ball security, first down awareness, pass protection, conditioning, but ran well-deserved for him to get his first career touchdown today. So a lot of young guys being in kind of premier, spotlight spots. James Washington, second-year guy. Benny Snell, Jalen Samuels, I think, had his best game of the year and probably his best game since the Patriots game, Week 15 last year. Kareth White getting some time in there too. Deontay Johnson making that third down reception late in the game, his best play of the day. New guys like Deion Kane coming in. Vance McDonald, a big play, third down conversion late in the game. And then obviously Duck Hodges being your quarterback. A lot of young guys. Most of the guys I just named are young and new to the Steelers, stepping up. So really critical there. And then defensively, they did their thing. Special teams didn't hurt you. The coverage team did well. And hey, Kareth White got a 34-yard return, which is the longest since Juju's kick return touchdown against the Browns week 17 of 2017. So it's crazy how long it's been, but that was a nice return. I think Jordan Dangerfield had a particularly good block on that play. Coverage unit was good. Boswell did his thing. Barry was fine. She did well from a special teams aspect, and that was very important as well. So again, this team is 7-5. Who would have thunk it? You're one step closer going out west to play Arizona next week. That'll be a tough one. I know Arizona's not a great team, but they're a better team than they were to start the year. Cliff Kingsbury has a different kind of personnel grouping and scheme stuff that you don't see every single week. They do a lot of 4-receiver sets to spread the field horizontally. That'll be a stressor. Kyler Murray, athletic quarterback. I don't know if the Cardinals are winning right now. I haven't checked the score, but either way, I think it'll be a tougher matchup. But then going out west in general has its own set of challenges. But again, have to be super impressed today. And again, the thing I look to is all the issues from the first loss earlier this year, 2 weeks ago, were largely corrected for today, and that's why the Steelers walk out with a victory. That's why they get their revenge, go to 7-5, and the Browns are now on a long bus ride back home to Cleveland. Not long because of the distance, but because of the feeling, because their season is essentially over. So, great win. Enjoy it. It's a Victory Monday coming up tomorrow, and that'll be fantastic. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below of how the Steelers got the victory, what their playoffs odds are. Let me know whether you are listening on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at Alex_Kozora, or follow on the website SteelersDepot.com. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.